Hi BookTube, Relly here. I wanted to do a tag video today, so I'm doing the BookTube social media tag. I'll post the original down below, but basically I'm just going to pick a book for each kind of social media and you'll see how they all coordinate. So let's get started. Number 1 is Twitter, a book that you want to share with the world. I chose The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I think everyone needs to read this book. Everyone. I'm not exaggerating. This book is amazing. I've read it a whole bunch of times since the first time, like 13 years ago, and I don't think I'll ever stop reading it. It's just that awesome. Number 2, Facebook, a book you really enjoyed that was recommended by someone else. I chose Unravel by Kalia Reed. I just talked about this book in my last video, and I really enjoyed it, and it was recommended to me by Books and Lala. So if you haven't read it yet, you should check it out. Next is Tumblr, a book that you read before BookTube, but you haven't raved about on BookTube. I chose the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. I don't know whether these books came out before BookTube started, but they definitely came out and I read them before I knew about BookTube. So that's what I chose. The reason I haven't talked about them on BookTube is because everyone's talked about them on BookTube, and I feel like it's just been overdone and everyone's said everything that I need to say, and I don't think that I need to film a video about it. Next is MySpace, which is a book you don't plan on rereading. Much like our MySpace days, let's not relive that. I chose Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I couldn't even get through this book, unfortunately. I know tons of people loved it, and the subject matter I thought I could really enjoy, the darkness of it and all that sort of stuff, but I just couldn't even get through it, never mind get on to the sequel, so that's a book I won't be rereading. Instagram, a book with a gorgeous picture-worthy cover. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here, though I don't think it says in the rules that it has to be a book that you've read. But for this I'm going to say These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I haven't read this book yet. It's on my TBR, even though I don't usually read fantasy, but it just got such amazing reviews that I want to read it. So this is one of the most gorgeous covers I've seen in a long time. I know fantasy books typically have beautiful covers like this. I don't see a lot of them because I don't usually read fantasy, but this is my pick for Instagram. YouTube, a book that you would like to see made into a movie. So I would like to say Unravel by Kalia Reed again, because it was so good and it would make such a good movie with all the twists and everything that are in it. But because of the way it's written and some of the twists, you physically couldn't make a movie because it would spoil the twists by being able to see it in a movie. I don't want to say anything else because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it yet, because you should read it. But I would really like to see how they would make that into a movie if it were possible, which it's not. So instead I'm going to pick Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I would really like to see who they cast for the characters of Eleanor and Park, and also I'd really love to see Eleanor's house and just how they depict the scenes on the bus and all of that. I think it would make a really great movie. And last but not least is Skype, which is characters that you wish you could talk to instead of read about. For this I chose Paper Towns by John Green. I'm actually only partway through this book. I'm listening to it as an audiobook, so I'm wondering if that has something to do with why I chose it for this question. But the characters are just so interesting to me. I haven't even finished the book, and I'm so enthralled by the way these characters are written, and I guess by how they sound because it's an audiobook, that I would just love to actually talk to these characters and meet them and see what they're really about in real life. So that's all the social networks that they had for the tag. I thought that was actually a really easy tag to do. It was easy for me to pick, and I would love to see what you would pick for this tag. So if you have done this tag or are going to do this tag, leave me a comment down below and I'll definitely go check it out. Other than that, I hope you check out some of the books I talked about if you haven't read them yet, because they are all really awesome books. and I will see you soon. Bye, BookTube.